This is the briefing of HKBU MU double degree program. So welcome. Double degree, which means this program will provide the Bachelor of Communication degree conferred by HKBU and Bachelor of Journalism degree conferred by the University of Missouri. So Missouri is located in Columbia, the capital cities of South Carolina in southeastern US. So I just give you a very brief background about Missouri. Missouri is the journalism school, one of the oldest journalism school in the world. It was founded in 1908, so it's more than 100 years old. So you can see this is the difference between Missouri and HKBU program. So at HKBU, the schools of communication will offer this program to journalism student who is international journalism concentration. And it will also open to public students study public relations and advertising major. And then in the MU schools of journalism, you can see there will be different fields of emphasis, including convergence journalism, which means this is the journalism like present stories in multi-platforms, online, including video, audio, text, photos. And they will also have magazine, photojournalism, print and digital news, radio, television. They also offer strategic communication, which include advertising, organizational communications, and public relations. So what is this double degree program? This double degree program will have a duration of 4 years minimum. 2 years will study in at HKBU, first, second, year 1, and the year 2, first and second semester, and 2 years in Missouri. So altogether 4 years. But don't forget, when you graduate, you have to fulfill the graduation requirement of both universities in order to get 2 degrees. So in some cases, you might not be able to finish it in 4 years. So it's very much depends on your course. So quota, how many students will get an offer? It will be a very small amount of students, especially unit has to be very outstanding, both academically as well as like presentation and in other areas. So you need to meet a requirement of CGPA at 3.2, at least 3.2. And then for English proficiency, you have to take the IELTS, and then the IELTS results has to be 7 overall, the score. But at each of the sub-band, it needs to be at least 6. Otherwise, you can take TOEFL. TOEFL, it requires the overall score of 100. So what about fees? If you are HKBU's local students, then you only need to pay the standard local fee, which is $42,100 per academic year. However, if you are non-local students, you need to pay MU tuition fee. That is around $23,016 US or estimate at around 179,200 Hong Kong dollar 1 year. That is that was the year 2019 and 20 fee. So they might have small adjustment for 1 academic year. Any subsidies? Yes. The schools will reimburse the cost of a round-trip economy economy class flight ticket between Hong Kong and the United States to participating students. So if you got in, then you will have a free ticket, round trip ticket to go. But however, besides the tuition fee, there is other courses, including living expenses and health insurance. So at the bottom of this table, you can see there are two fees. One is HKBU local students. Estimate per year, it will cost 179,000 Hong Kong dollar in an estimation per year. And then non-local students has to pay more because of the school fees tuition. So it's estimated at 316,000 per year. So when to apply? Actually, application has started, but it will be end on June 24. Before that, you have to take the IELTS. So the last date to take IELTS will be 17th of June. There will be an interview on June 29th for shortlist candidates. The result will be announced around early July. If you have questions after this briefing, you can contact Serene Town at the below telephone number and email address. So, okay, for journalism students, this course will be opened to international journalism students only. You may ask why IJ, not CJ. It is because all the courses conducted in Missouri will be in English. So there is no way you can take Chinese courses. So it makes no sense for you to grant you a Chinese journalism degrees, but you are not taking Chinese journalism, right? So what you have to study. For journalism IJ students, if you join the course, then you have to complete 77 units out of 128 at HKBU in the first 2 years. So if you are a normal student studying in HKBU for journalism, you will take 128 in 4 years. But if you are choosing to go to Missouri for the 3rd and 4th year, then you take 77. So the remaining units will be, we need to fulfill through the transfers of units or courses exemption by completing equivalent courses and MU. So we will discuss this content with the MU, so don't worry. The courses you take should be transferable in MU. So altogether 77 units, 31 will be major requirements courses, 15 units free electives, and 31 units will be university core and GE courses. So what to study at MU? As you can remember, the earlier slides show you there are different fields of emphasis in Missouri. So it just very much depends on which emphasis you like to choose. So it is difficult to figure out what subjects you should study. But don't worry, because after you get admitted to this program, you will be assigned an academic advisor by Missouri, and they will discuss with you and tailor-make the subjects and schedules for you to fit your needs. So this is the studying schedule for students who admit to this program. You can see semester 1 and semester 2, they are more like the same as ordinary students. The only difference is if you join this program at E1, you need to take 1 more courses of free elective, that is free credit. So the second year will be will also be no very big difference, because semester 1, semester 2, all the core subjects of the journalism courses has to be taken as well. But the difference is you can see the total units will be 20 in semester 1 and 21 in semester 2. So you are required to study more than other students because some of the courses, you need to take more free elective and GE courses in order to be able to transfer to Missouri. So you can be able to match with the requirement. So you need to take more free elective courses. And also GE capstone normally should be taken at year 3 or 4, but we have to put this forward in order you can fulfill the GE office requirement. But however, this is pending for the GE's department's approval, but we would talk about this later if you get in. So paid attention to this information is crucial. The first is, if you are year 2019 intake cohorts, then you already complete your year 1, right? Then for the studying schedule, you probably will find you're missing one course. So you have to make it up at year 2, in year 2. So year 2, you need to take one more free elective courses, which is around 3 units. So you can match with the study plans, okay? For free electives of HKBU are equivalent to the general education courses of MU. So you are suggested to take the science or Chinese medicine courses at HKBU because MU require students to take science. So if you don't take science here, you take science at MU, they suggest or they advise us that this is not a smart choice. You should finish it here. It will be easier for you. So for journalism, international journalism students, concentrations, you must take internship at MU. So probably will be happy because there are so many famous and renowned media organizations there. So it's a very good chance for exposing yourself to international media. So this is also the requirement that you can be graduate and get the degree from BU. So to meet the graduation requirement of both HKBU and Missouri, journalism IJ students are expected to study 2 years at HKBU, but 2.5 years at MU. It is because Missouri will be able to we will be able to transfer the GE and free elective courses to MU. But however, the core journalism courses are not transferable under this scenario. But however, you need to meet the HKBU's graduation requirement. So you have to take at least half number of the journalism core course. So which means you will take extra courses. But it doesn't really matter because MU is very famous in journalism. I bet you will enjoy studying there, studying journalism there, and have the chance to take more courses in the field. Okay, so I pass this to Jenny.
All right, thanks, Dr. Liu, for introduction. Thank you, Dr. Liu, for introducing the overall aspects of the double degree to you. And I am Dr. Regina Chen, and I'm stepping in to talk to you a little bit more about the details for PIA students. So as Dr. Liu just mentioned that we actually would like to do this double degree for students to take the advantage of learning from both of the universities and also having the both degrees after graduation. So for University of Missouri and also HKBU, one of the capstone programs that we have is in strategic communication. So in addition to journalism, which is also famous, and then we offer the opportunity for PIA students to do this double degree program as well. So by the way, if you have any questions, you can just say in or just stop me anytime that you like. So next. And just as Dr. Liu just said that basically, I will not confusing you guys with all of these figures, but just remember that in order to get both degrees, you have to fulfill the requirements of HKBU and also University of Missouri. So after very detailed calculation and program planning, we have already set up the schedule for you guys as a curriculum like this. So generally speaking, for PI students, including public relations, advertising, or organizational communication students, they are all the same. Generally speaking, you have to spend the first 2 years at HKBU, where you will learn the fundamental courses of communication and also the fundamental courses of public relations, advertising, and strategic communication. And so the breakdown here is that you will have major requirement for 33 credits, and then free elective for 15, and then university core and G for 28, and total number roughly 76 through your 2 years study of HKBU. And for the remaining of the required units, you will take those units at MU. And once you arrive at MU, you will know that they will, they're sort of like a combo. You can choose the courses that you like in order for you to fulfill your interest and also the requirement at both BU and MU. So the nice thing for us to do for you is that if you are admitted to this double degree program, you don't have to work this out by yourself. You will be assigned, like Dr. Leung just said, academic supervisor, both at MU and also at HKBU. So we will just easily walk you through. So no worry about this for this moment. You just have the idea that you have to spend the first 2 years at HKBU for fundamental courses, including GE. And then you go to Missouri for more advanced courses, but you have the foundation from HKBU. Okay, so once again, just some of the breakdowns to the courses that we have already scheduled for you, because it will give you the best advantage. You will make sure that for PI students, no matter if you are in public relations, strategic communication, you will very likely finish if you work this normally and smartly, like what we propose to you. You will pretty much just finish all the program in 4 years, unlike in journalism. So that's a good thing. And next. So once again, you just a study plan. So you don't have to memorize all of this, okay? But as you can see here, in year 2, you will have some fundamental courses for your majors, like public relations, advertising, or organizational communication. But leave all the advanced ones at MU. So a couple of reminders. One thing is that your total number of courses that you have to take in HKBU in the first 2 years are pretty much similar to the regular students here, but just here and there, one course more and one course less. So it should be not a big deal, but you probably will not have that much freedom in terms of when you are going to take which GE course, because once again, we need to make sure that you will finish everything within 4 years. So we want you to take science or Chinese medicine course at HKBU. They will work for your benefit to save your time. And also, for PI students in particular, in year 2 semester 1, you will be required to take major elective courses. However, in order to make sure that you will finish everything in 4 years, you will not have the autonomy, or we strongly suggest you guys not to take any major courses related to public relations or advertising, just for the purpose of credit transfer. So alternatively, you can take courses like strategic communication courses like leadership communication, conflict and negotiation, and web survey and data mining, or intercultural communication. We, in our department, still have lots of major electives. They are non-related or not that directly related to public relations and advertising for you to choose. So no worries about that, but you just probably will not have that much freedom unless you want to defer your degree, and just like journalism students to spend 2.5 years at Missouri, that will be your freedom, and you can do that. But if you don't want to do that, you just want to have 2 degrees within 4 years. So in year 2 semester 1, you don't take any PR and advertising related courses. And also, for you to save time, you have to take the internship course at Missouri, not at HKBU. And you have to fulfill the GE capstone at HKBU. So once again, those are just the details that in order for you to fulfill both requirements of the universities. And then you don't have to memorize all of this. If you are interested in doing this program, just send in your application, do the interviews, and see if you get it. If you get it, your academic advisors will help you to work through the plan. So no worries. Okay, so this pretty much is our presentation. Thank you very much for your listening. And now we open the floor to you. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot that questions to us. I think that's the major purpose for you to be here. Otherwise, you can just see the video anytime they watch the video anytime you like. So, any questions? Okay, so if you have any questions, just send in those questions through chat box, and then we can answer that for you. That's your job. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just squeeze a bit.
Okay, let's see some of the questions. So one of the questions is, should students with scholarships given them up to join the program? Okay, so don't worry. Students obtaining renewable HKBU admission scholarships need to obtain annual GPA of 3 or above for renewal of the scholarships. So during your study in the MU, you still need to maintain this, which is equivalent to HKBU GPA 3.0, and then you should be able to get this scholarship, but the conversion details will be informed later. So don't worry about that. You keep up your standard, will be fine. So this question is about how could students benefit from this double degree program if they choose CJ in the future? What you mean by choose CJ in the future? If you means you want to work with the Chinese organization, because we can't give you CJ concentration in this program, right? We only will offer you IJ. But if you choose to work for Chinese media, I think this course will also benefit you. It is because your exposure, your international exposure, as well as the US exposure will help you a lot. The only difference is the presentation language, right? For students study, especially for local students study at HKBU already have enough language education in terms of Chinese, especially in your first 2 years in BU, we'll have the Chinese, university Chinese, we have the Chinese news writing. So I don't see any problems for you to take a Chinese job, okay? So, but the exposure will benefit you, that you have a broadened world, globalization, all those things. When is the latest time to submit IELTS results? So, a student you wanted to apply for this program are required to take IELTS examination on or before June 17, okay? So the submissions of your results is as soon as possible. Once you get your result, you have to submit to us, okay? So would you email the PowerPoint along with the study plan to us? Yes, we will put it also on the web. Then those who didn't join this briefing can also read and listen to it. So what is the quota for the program? We have said it would be a very small amount. It's around 2 to 4 students, very top students. So will this affect my minus in BU? As you can see, you have to study more than half actually of the required subjects in the first 2 years. So it is already very packed curriculum. I think it will be difficult for you to have to take a minor in BU. So could you introduce more about the shared house? Okay. This one is, if you join this program, you have to live in the dormitory, at least for the first semester. So it is out of question. Then where will journalism students take their practicum exactly? Okay, a journalism student will take the practicum in the United States. So they have a course called Journal 4050 Communications Practice, and Journal 4058 at MU. So you will take the courses at MU. They will provide you with the practicum experience. Actually, MU Missouri is very famous because they operate the city's newspaper, the city's video station, as well as television station. So you have plenty of chance to get practical experience working at the station, working at the newspaper, working at the TV, and working at the radio. So it should be a very good experience. Okay, so I will pass on the rest to.
Okay, so some of the other questions that students raised before is that whether their scholarship or their loan from the government will be affected. And actually, once again, you guys have to remember that we do this because all the universities worldwide are committed to internationalization. We want to provide students with as many opportunities as possible to broaden your horizons. So under this principle, nothing will be affected. Just your extra, if you are receiving the scholarship or any government loan, it will still be go on. And then plus our school will give you some allowance subsidies as well, as Dr. Leung just said before. So no worries about that. And I think some other students also mentioned about their CGPA, when's the cutoff line. Actually, we just look at the CGPA at the year 2 of year 1. Sem 2 of year 1, Sem 2 of year 1. And once again, some students are confused about whether they want to, just because of doing this double degree program, whether they should choose a particular major just because they want to do it. The question is no. Like we say, the reason why we do this program with Missouri is that the Missouri have very strong courses in both journalism and strategic communication. So you should go with your heart, go with your passion, go with what your interests are, and then just choose your major. And then this opportunity just provide you a little bit, a different choice. Like some students would like to study abroad for 4 years. Some students would like to just do an exchange program. Some students want to do study tour just for a few days. And some students now can have this opportunity to spend half of the program in another university. So all of these are internationalization experiences. And then you should just follow your heart and follow your passion. Don't need to amend your choice just based on you want to do this double degree program, because it doesn't really affect your admission results at all, okay? And one other thing that maybe I haven't been asked by other students, but you might have that in mind, is that some of you might are concerned about the political situation in the US right now. And then rest assured that Dr. Liu and I have already got the message from the Missouri. Like I said before, all the universities, including Missouri and us, are fully committed to internationalization. to our students. So Missouri have already sent out their commitment saying that no matter what the political environment in the US is, they are trying their very best to make sure all the benefits and all the things they would like to offer to the international students as usual as before, because they really cherish international students as their asset of the university. And so no worries about that. But that's pretty much what we can say right now. But please also, if you are considering that, have a good discussion with your parents and then put that into a consideration. But what we can say is that our partner is fully committed to your benefit and your study plan to go as normal as before, and they will make their best effort to make that happen. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why, and maybe one of the most important reasons why we choose Missouri as our partner to do this double degree program, in addition to University of Queensland and other universities that we are doing, that we are negotiating right now. Okay, so that's pretty much the questions that we have before. And if you have any questions at this moment, feel free to let us know. We have done enough talking. So any questions? Okay, so if you do not have any questions, and then just say in the email and thank you very much for joining us today, and all the best. And thank you.